Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. And on this segment, we're talking about scams out of control. A lot of these are powered by AI. AI is definitely increasing the massive amount of scams, and it's getting to the point where we have to just become untrusting, angry people to avoid losing everything to some stupid scammer. So let's go ahead and have a look at what's going on. And we're actually going to start with this one here. With Samsung smart TVs, they are banning TV apps that share users' internet connections with strangers. Now, this actually follows LG did something recent as well. So these are apps which basically build a network tunnel called like a reproxy, or in this case, they're calling a res proxy, an internet hole proxy through a residential internet connection. And what these allow you to do is companies can then, so a company will have an app. It's some free app. You download it. Well, you got to monetize it, right? So what a lot of these apps are doing is they're poking a hole and selling access to your internet connection to other people to use your internet connection so that their bot traffic looks like it's coming from a resident. Oh, God, how is this even legal? How is this even a thing? But alas, it is. So these are software funnels that funnels outsiders' web traffic through ordinary home and office internet connections known as residential proxies. These are increasingly being linked to cybercrime, you think? Wait, I can buy an internet route that routes all of my suspicious traffic through somebody else's residential internet. I'm all over that, says the scammer. So the always-on tunnel for outsiders funnel their web traffic through known as an exit node. So these exit nodes and things allows low-quality apps to proliferate across Samsung's App Store, containing code that put users at risk of having their internet connections tapped by a rogue app. So, you have just some random rogue app come in here. It's all encrypted, of course. You don't know what's going on. Nobody does. But hey, your TV is now part of a botnet. Isn't that wonderful? So what Samsung is doing is banning apps that share the internet users' connections and will remove apps that contain it. So we're currently implementing strict platform-wide developer policies explicitly banning residential proxy SDKs, and we are working to identify and remove all apps currently available in our store that contain these components. 42% of apps on LG televisions had residential proxies embedded in them. Isn't that wonderful? So what's going on in these? The res proxy code can be found in regular consumer smartphone apps as well. Isn't that beautiful? As well as other consumer electronics like digital frames and Android streaming boxes, which then share the device's internet connection. So anytime a res proxy app or device connects to the internet, an outsider can also pay to use it. So the app manager, whoever owns the app, is getting paid by weird scammers to use your phone or your TV to start scamming other people. Isn't that great? So some are used for evading censorship. That's not a bad thing. However, of course, very few people are dealing with that. Mostly it's just scammers trying to hide their traffic. So these res proxy allow hackers and spies to carry out cyber attacks and data breaches while hiding their malicious activity. So the Pac-Man game here, which was available, which was actually promoted by Samsung, had a res proxy code from Bright Data, which is an Israel-based company that provides proxy networks touting access to millions of residential networks around the world. So, I guess the Jews were on the TV. What do you know? They're everywhere. They're hiding in the televisions. Oh dear. The company has a marketplace for selling access to scraped data sets. Wonderful. Bright Data can now sell access to your TV. Oh dear. Oh dear. What a timeline. What a time to be alive. So Sam said the repressed proxy code is dormant until the user accepts a consent screen, which immediately activates the res proxy code. I have a sneaky suspicion that consent line does not say, hey, would you like us to poke a hole in your internet and sell it off to the highest bidder to use your internet traffic? No, I bet it says something like, use this to improve something. Oh, sure. Yeah, oh, Lord. I got to look up this res proxy code now and see what this opt-in screen looks like. Some inquiring minds got to know. Simple code change on a web server could instantly activate hundreds of millions of smart televisions and potentially malicious botnets. Well, it wouldn't be able to do that if we just made dumb TVs again. Just a thought. Can we just have a company come up with dumb televisions again? You'd make a mint. People are sick of these smart TVs, man. So, of course, Bright Data says they have the highest standards in compliance, security, and ethical use. Call me crazy. I just don't believe you. So anyway, that's how the malicious traffic is getting around the internet. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's right. We have a turnkey kit that allows anybody for $500 to buy this kit to become a web scammer today. Oh dear. Yeah, you buy this. It costs $500 and you get, this is called XREP. It's a giant CRM that basically allows you to control an entire scam profile. You buy it, you set it up, add some cryptocurrency stuff to it, and before you know it, you have a cryptocurrency scam website running for your very own. Rather than requiring customers to build their own infrastructure and develop necessary tools, XREP offers what can essentially be described as a full turnkey solution. How wonderful. And so this approach significantly lowers the barrier to entry for some scammers looking to conduct malicious activities by providing a ready-made package that requires little technical expertise to deploy. This enables individuals with limited skills to potentially launch scams with considerably less effort. How wonderful. So this is $500, and the rest of this is just a lot of screenshots. So this is some fake Tesla investment. So you throw it up and, then you just start throwing it on the internet and then start doing other weird malicious things and start scamming people. And then there's basically a fake system in the back. There's a picture of it back here somewhere. I think this is it here. So there's basically, it creates a fake system that allows people to go in and think that they're investing money, and it changes on the daily, a little bit of ups, a little bit of downs, keep people watching just like the stock market. It's all fake though. In this instance here, it's not actually tied to anything. It's all just random and fake. Effectively, what you've done is, and these work on like Bitcoin wallets, what you've done is you basically put in a bunch of Bitcoin, gave it to the scammer, and you think you're doing an investment in this new cool software. Basically uses the money in there and on paper looks like it's doing investment stuff, but when you go to pull anything out, guess what? It's empty. There is nothing in the account. There is no account. You're just paying the scammer for this pretty thing that causes your endocrine glands to sit there and go, oh man, we got to check the stock market. Do you know, by the way, there is a fake food delivery service app that you can go on and you can basically pretend to order food through like Uber Eats and whatever else. The food never comes. They're not actually collecting money. It's for people that are just addicted to using the apps to keep using the apps. Only you're not spending your money or getting food. What a time to be alive, folks. This is definitely interesting. Here's a few other ones. So Mythos AI used social engineering to target real people, and then when detected, it went ahead and deleted its own logs. This is like Skynet level stuff. In fact, they even referenced Skynet down here in the article here. So it attempted a real-world social engineering attack against GitHub maintainers by creating fake human profiles and pressuring them to accept malicious code and then editing logs to hide its tracks when challenged. Now, they weren't creating just random profiles. They were creating fake versions of well-established profiles on GitHub and then using these to basically social engineer their way into putting malicious code into the packages. And of course, when detected, it transferred stuff out. So the agent identified real maintainers, researched them, created multiple fake accounts, impersonating those individuals using private messages and file sharing service. It tried to pressure and deceive maintainers into approving malicious code so it would run on GitHub's systems. Okay, but what worries me most is when the agents were confronted about this, it edited earlier activity to make it look harmless and considered adopting a new identity to continue the operation, displaying a clear deceptive behavior beyond the original prompt. Yes, the technology is just as evil as the people who have created it. The sky's not falling. People fear Skynet's coming or getting their ammunition handed to them by companies running tests. I agree. It's live ammo, folks. This is live ammo. Okay. Yeah. So what do you do? Build a doomsday bunker? I guess that's our best solution. Our final scam one here is, guess what? Valve was hit by, guess what? A third-party vendor breach. Go figure. So this is actually Ceva, I think it is, CEVA Logistics. This is a shipping logistics company in Europe. Steam and Valve was not the only one hit. Basically, this logistics company was hit in basically everything. Target logistics company is a really good thing hackers are trying to do right now. It's really popular because if you target them correctly, you might be able to weasel your way in there and outbid other people to make the delivery to deliver goods. And then your scammer literally shows up in an actual truck. And then Mr. Singh himself drives off with a bunch of stuff that you think is en route to some destination based on the logistics schedule. And nope, it just vanished. And I actually think that's what happened to the missing Kit Kats. If you remember the missing Kit Kat story, I actually think that's what happened. A few weeks before that, we were talking about logistics phishing scams. So logistics phishing, this was a hack in this case. And effectively, the cyber attack exposed names, home addresses, phone numbers, Steam email addresses, and details of hardware orders. So if you are in EU and you've ordered anything on Steam in the last, any physical hardware on Steam in the last 90 days, it's possible your information is in here. So they say passwords and payment information were not touched. So the attack window ran from July 29th to August 1st, Valve learned about it on August 7th and started notifying customers. Ceva stores delivery data for 90 days. So anybody who ordered within 90 days of August 1st could have their information stolen. So they said they are not going to email anybody regarding your order. So if you have ordered something from Steam and they seem to have all of the information about the order, it's still malicious. So beware of that. So this is not their first security incident. They just have 89 million Steam users. Records were on sale for $5,000. Well, turned out it was old SMS recovery messages. But still, once again, a third-party breach. See, these companies, we need to start passing laws to ban third-party companies. You know, these third-party companies are so good at all these things. They should just go be employees of the main companies. Oh, but that might cause our costs to go up. Yeah, but it'll cause our hacks to go down probably. So Valve does advise anybody to assume any message referencing their recent Steam orders is fake. That covers emails, SMS, phone calls, or even ones that quote your address correctly. How wonderful. So, scammers are on the rise. That is what is going on with them. Let me hear your thoughts about all those scammers in the comments down below.